Wouldn't be Ryan the Great, and today we are talking the Philadelphia Eagles, guys, going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Tampa. The Philadelphia Eagles have not had too much success against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. Obviously, it was probably their worst loss of last season before they went on the bye week and started to figure things out en route to a Super Bowl victory. But right now, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we'll see if they are able to pick up a win here today. But we're going to be going over this game and the keys to victory. So let's just get right into it. But before we get right into it, guys, make sure to subscribe with your post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother Ryan the Great blogs. Make sure to subscribe to my second channel at Ryan the Comeback Great. Make sure you guys go follow me on X at Ryan the Great RTG. Make sure you guys go follow me on TikTok at Ryan the Great RTG. Make sure you guys go listen to the latest edition of the CR7 podcast. And make sure you guys go follow me on Instagram at Ryan Sully Sports Media. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into the video. So starting off, we have the Eagles, their offense, and their quarterback, Jalen Hurts. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers secondary hasn't been great over the past couple of years, if I'm being honest with you. I know McCollum has been pretty decent this season thus far, but I think that Jalen Hurts can have a pretty good game passing the football. He had a very good one last week in the back half of the game, that being in the second half. So I think if you're the Philadelphia Eagles, you can be able to pass the ball a little bit more in this game, just because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers run defense is one of the better in the NFL because of that, because of Vita Vea being in there, amongst others. So I think for the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts, you have an opportunity to pass the football in this game. The pass rush for Tampa Bay, it's pretty good. You can't deny that whatsoever. So I think the Eagles have a pretty decent day passing the football. But let's see. Rushing, I just mentioned Saquon Barkley and how tough it's going to be for him to run the football. But we're going to have to be able to do it. Last year, Barkley's biggest run was to the outside. So I think if we're able to get a little him on the outside a little bit more, maybe get a guard pull or something around there to get to take out somebody like Devontae David on the second level. So right now, for the Philadelphia Eagles, you got to get Barkley to the outside, because rushing through the A-gap every single time is not going to be the way to go. So yeah, if you're Saquon Barkley, get to the outside and then work your magic on the second level, because we all know he can do that. Receiving-wise, A.J. Brown, I think that, once again, the secondary of Tampa Bay, I don't know if it's that great. So if you're A.J. Brown, if you're one-on-one, get him the football. This isn't really rocket science at this point. We figured that out last week. Everybody knew, Brown wasn't getting the football. Hurts is doing the thing again where he's not getting it to him. No, it's just if he was being double-teamed. So if he's not being double-teamed, it's pretty simple. Get him the football, all right? Devontae Smith, I would say, if Brown's being double-teamed, then we got to get him the football. This is pretty simple. I say this every single week. When it comes to Tampa Bay, I feel like those crossing routes are not going to be as useful because of the fact that Tampa Bay always has a pretty half-decent linebacker core. So I don't think that that's going to be much of use. But if you're Devontae Smith, I would try to run a little bit more downfield, try to get him more on those digs and those comeback routes and stuff like that, maybe some curls as well. And we'll see what happens. We will definitely see what happens. We're also trying to watch this Minnesota-Pittsburgh game as we speak. Dotson, once again, get him the ball downfield. Against Tampa Bay, the Eagles have struggled. If he can, get us some momentum boosters and throw in the football to him downfield, I would do it. I would 100% try to do it. I don't think there's any reason why we can't. I would love to see him get the football downfield. And then our tight end, Dallas Goedert. If we don't have the momentum, then either try to get that deep ball to Dotson or get it over to get it to Goddard over the middle. He is if we can get it to him on those curls or stuff like that, we can easily, get some momentum, get some extra yards by getting him the football there. There's no reason why we can't get him the ball over the middle. Obviously, if he's being double-teamed with the linebacker and stuff like that, but, if he's one-on-one, I would get him the football over the middle if we don't have the momentum, obviously. Our offensive line, I don't know how much we're going to be able to do against the run defense. If they don't send a lot to Barkley through the A-gap, then I expect something, maybe a double team on Vita Vea. Pass game-wise, I expect to have a decent game. No reason why we can't have a pretty good game against this team. I really would like to say it. Yeah, just protect Jalen Hurts. If you can get out in the polls, fundamental stuff. Not really much I have to go over for the offensive line because of how great they've been. Defensively, and our defensive line, obviously you have to deal with Baker Mayfield, Bucky Irving, Rachaad White. So, those are guys that like to blitz through the A-gap and, to run through the A-gap. And we obviously have Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis was coming off a really good week. So, hopefully if you're the Philadelphia Eagles, you will be able to take those guys out through the A-gap. But they can get out in space as well on the outside. So our linebackers, as I lead into them, like Zach Bond, going to have a really impressive performance. And I'm a big Bond guy. Obviously, everybody loves Zach Bond. But he is really, really good at taking out the gaps, filling gaps, and making sure guys are tackled at the line of scrimmage. Today's probably going to have to deal with them on the outside, so we'll see what Fangio decides to do with him in that category. And Campbell, I mean, listen, you have a good tight end. I would like to see him defending him, just because of the fact that I think Campbell's done a pretty half-decent job defending tight ends, though Bond has been the guy to cover tight ends over these first couple of games. So, I don't know. We'll have to see if who does that. And then the secondary. Ringo's out. Oh, not Ringo. Adoree Jackson is out today, so we're going to see what Kayla Ringo has to bring to the table. If he has a good performance, then, he might take the job and run with it, if I'm being honest with you. So we'll see what he does. Quinyon Mitchell, I don't think that Chris Godwin is playing today. They said he's questionable, but let's see. Oh, he's expected to play. Well, he's coming back. It is going to be a bit tough for him to get back into it, so I would expect, I don't know who I would expect on him, honestly. I guess I would expect Ringo. He's obviously coming off a pretty serious injury, but Bucca is going to be a nightmare to deal with because they get it to him in lots amount of space. He can catch the ball anywhere. He can run after the catch, so Quinyon Mitchell's probably going to have to deal with him today. I wouldn't be surprised if they get into him a lot on screens just because Mitchell is such a good corner downfield that, I don't think they'll want to run him on so many great routes. And then if you're, honestly, Tampa Bay, they don't tend to go deep that much, so I would like to see guys like Mukaba and Blankenship walk up a little bit, see what they can do on that spot. That's pretty much it for the secondary. Coaching-wise, I forgot to bring up Nolan Smith is out on IR with a triceps injury. That is going to suck. That is really going to suck if you're Nolan Smith. And if you're the Eagles. Listen, I know I gave him criticism last week, but that is really going to suck. I don't even know. I guess Zadarius Smith, so thank God we signed him. Zadarius Smith probably going to be the next starting edge rusher. I would assume. I don't think there's anybody else as we speak. You're going to have Jalix Hunt. But, there really isn't anybody else. As I'm looking, there's not really anybody else to rush off the edge. So, Zadarius Smith it is. And I'm not complaining about that. He had a really good season last year in his first game against the Kansas City. He played pretty half-decent in that one. I'm not mad about it. Coaching-wise, if you're the offense, I would say try to get Jalen Hurts throwing the football early, get out to that early lead. Barkley, when you're running with him, get him to the outside because of the Vita Vea factor. Defensively, I would say he'll focus a lot on the secondary. I know Fangio doesn't like to pass rush much, but I think his game plan falls good into what we want to do this week. I would definitely walk up the linebackers, though, just because of the fact that, Bucky Irving likes to rush through that A-gap, make them hesitate a little bit when they try to get him the football. Bottom line, listen, if you lose this game, I'm not going to be mad about it. The Eagles historically are not that great in Tampa Bay. And obviously we lost Nolan Smith, but they're playing without Mike Evans, so you could have a decent week. I am going to take the Philadelphia Eagles to win this one 24-21. I don't think that I don't think the Eagles will obviously run away with this game. They haven't ran away with any game that they've played so far, so I don't expect any different here. But I would expect the Eagles to come away with this one based off the way that they have been able to close games. So that'll do for the video, guys. Make sure to subscribe to the post notifications on. Go subscribe to my Bar Living Great vlogs. Make sure to subscribe to my second channel, Around the Combat Great. Make sure you guys go follow me on X, Around the Great RTG. Make sure you guys go follow me on TikTok, Around the Great RTG. Make sure you guys go listen to the latest edition of the CR7 podcast. And make sure you guys go follow me on Instagram, at Ryan Sports Media. And as always, Ryan the Great out. Peace.